Good morning. Today I'm going to sharing a little bit about the very basic tradition in Buddhism. After many talks before, we talk very profound perception of Buddhist training need to be achieved. But today I'm going to share a little bit more about the skill of practice need to be achieved, need to be familiar, and need to be mature in the training. As what I know, Buddhism have no faith, no belief in anything, but how to process yourself, learn something and put it into the training until you got freedom or liberation. Liberate your mind, liberate your action, word, bodily conduct, like that. So here is one thing I want to say before we go to this basic training skill. The word is called wholesome and unwholesome. After action, after thinking, after your verbal word, I think that the perception comes from the mind. You know, if you want to show it into the exterior, then mindfully you will become word to say, and will become bodily action conduct. So this is how body and mind functioning like that. So mentally wholesome and unwholesome thought pop up. You aware it or you don't aware it. You pay attention to put it out, then it becomes result. So wholesome, it turns into benefit. Unwholesome, it will process right here, middle, and further to the future. It becomes harm and hurt. That is about Buddhism talk about cause and effect of the training. You need to purify your mind. Then the word becomes purified. Or turn your mind into wholesome perception. Then the word and bodily action become wholesome. When I see this cause and effect, it's so accurate processing in my life, then I know that I am not qualified to become a social leader. Unless myself can control or discipline my bodily conduct into verbal action, then the mind might have a little bit been watched. So I want to use one word. Mindfulness training is turn your thinking mind into watching mind, awake and aware. This is what all about. Life can be made by yourself. So you master your mind. You want to say this, you want to say that, you're free, you master. You big ego there. Self-conceit is big there. So how this need to train, then we come to this called three highest practice in Buddhism. This is the basic foundation after the Buddha awakening. So he give all this teaching skillfully guide his community or the assembly who want to know how I know this, how I'm going to overcome this stress or defilement, turn it into more purified. Practice is purifying so that it turns into more awake and aware. So you're under mastering your own life, benefit to yourself, benefit to exterior world, all from that thought going on, processing going on. You have no harm and hurt to the society. So liberate to your life is first important to this training. So he called that, I am awakened, not a human. Human still have side effect in his word, his thought, and his bodily action. If less quality of human, then troublesome. Human have civilization. He know what is good and bad. He see and know the lesson, so he don't do it anymore. We call that human. Human can enlighten, not animal, not other creature that cannot learn from mistake. So here we talk about three highest practice. If you watch this map, then I make, then you see contemplate and visualization. So these two I already mentioned many talks before here. You can go back to our website and check and listen to that, what it means. So I put two, one is contemplation, one is visualization. So contemplation is connected to wisdom, very wise to check something by thinking mind. Visualization means I think, but after thinking, my mind stop in monkey mind here. It become more concentrate, more targeting, more objecting, so that the object become my mind. It will not run away like that. We call it visualization. This is the yogi method in Indian tradition. Yeah. So from there, we can see I bring it into four different. One is called Sila and Samadhi. Means someone who can use the contemplation and visualization, but he only knows discipline and skill of meditation. So his station and dimension is in here, discipline and meditate, but he don't know what is the purpose, what is the advance of meditation, want to carry my body and mind to the goal. So he's not sure and not have advanced goal, then we call that his life is still in the samsara circle, means still in circular life, social life, not go deep into spiritual life. So the second is called inclined into the side of discipline and panya. Panya means wisdom. This meaning is not the wisdom of the world. You need to check in Buddhism. What means by wisdom? The definition is very clear in Buddhism. What is the definition? What is the explanation of the wisdom in Buddhism? Only Buddhism talk about wisdom have its own unit. not caught by other, but the founder himself, after he know what is going on in Indian spiritual life, so he discovered something not been said, not been thought that way. So he take this into reform as a Buddhist unit teaching. We call it wisdom. Like last two talk I mentioned, one talk three Dharma seal, the second talk called three samadhi. Yeah. So three samadhi and three Dharma seal. That is a very unique. Only the Buddha himself found it, and then after the innovation, found something by meditate and observe. So he watched something carefully and see what is the final bottom line of that. You see that that is thingless nature. So after that knowing, he tell what is going on. This is called Panja. So the third line is inclined to the sides of Samadhi and Panja. Means this personal individual, he is under the what we call the serious intensive training. Samadhi means mind go along, very deep from the dynamic meditation come to stillness meditation. So what is the happiness of us? Sensual contact and running processing of mind in the planning, in the prediction, in the what we call that daydream. A lot of story in the mind, we feel happy. When we sit there, little bit calm, then we feel burdened. So one kind of happiness is no matter how long you sit, you feel as long as you processing, as joyful, as happy, as calm and serenity you found your mind is that kind of stability. Even though you stand for half an hour, 1 hour, you still feel I'm okay, not too much. You see? So this is called four posture: standing, sitting, lying down, walking. If someone got into samadhi, this four posture is no different into applying. When I say this, people may say, yeah, is it really? Yeah. So my martial art brother bring the student, all the martial art teacher in different regions in the world, Europe, Asia. So they bring here almost 40 to 50 people here. I say, we require half an hour of standing meditation. And you are martial art. No, martial art should need to stand 1 hour or 1.5 hours. Then we stand together there watching, you see? So after standing there in the nature, I apply it, okay. I almost 1.5 hours, no problem. And they stand too, because martial art need to show very aggressive, I can done. See, so really everyone. I have not much like that, because after standing, my mind is not hyper. I'm not forced myself, but I release the mind. Released by what? By what? Skill of meditation So wisdom release, mind release, like that. So this is called, after training, you have direct experience how to guide your own mind. It's called unique. Last one in here, balance of sila, samadhi, and panya, means balance the discipline, the meditation, and the wisdom into one. This is the middle path in Buddhism, or the Noble Eightfold Path. The path that is very harmony of your mind, word, bodily conduct, and the assembly. Fit into the assembly. You're not running after meditation, after you get liberation, that you become secluded or you hide it somewhere. No. From the beginning, from the middle, from the end, life needs to be harmony in the causality. No matter what contact and feeling, you are very harmony to put your life in there. You don't feel stressed. You can handle. Handle by what? Wisdom. Handle by what? Concentrate. Handle by what? Discipline. So that liberation is not nothingness, but is become advanced, overcome all the contact and feeling that people feel stress, they feel emotion, they feel, what we call that, loneliness, they feel fear, like that. We don't. We break through all this causality. The theories in Buddhism we call causality. Okay, we go to a little bit details. Yeah, this is what I want to show the map, and then I'm not going to explain too much because this is a little bit profound meaning in the monastic training. So I'm not going to get this too much, but you watch it and remember it. This is good to be remembered. Right concentration depends on this seclusion, dispassion, cessation, and resulting in letting go. This might be the goal in the training. I said the goal in the training and the idea before the training. That the motivation is right, then become more easy. Yep, we go. And then here is going direct into the training basic. Samadhi Bhavana. Sila Bhavana. The first thing in Buddhism that basic how to become a Buddhist. According to this require, we call that discipline. Require means if you want to become a Buddhist, you need to know about this discipline. Carry on to process this discipline. You can become Buddhist. And someone that is he don't know Buddhist, he don't want to become Buddhist. Is he a Buddhist? Then we need to check his behavior, have certain discipline like that. If you don't say you are Buddhist, you are the real Buddhist because you carry on that process because this benefit to the life. Like that. So in Buddhism, we say no faith, self-awakening, self-discipline. self-motivation. So the first one is undertake the 5 precepts. When I say the 5 precepts, I feel very, very painful in the society right now. Okay, the world go a lot of trouble. Is because of this lesson is an old path of stress and suffering. Killing, stealing, intoxicating, lying, sexual misconduct. This is what Buddhism talk about. Human need to base it on this. Restrain to not doing this thing because it's unwholesome, it's harm. Monk always say that, oh, disciple, you take refuge, need to be restrained this 5 precepts. Say, every day when you come to the temple, support them, generous, give food for them, but you need to follow this teaching again. He give you instruction, warning you, sharing you. Remember this. Put it into action. So this 5 precepts is very important. From the beginning, wholesome, middle wholesome, to the future wholesome. If you can follow it. If you don't follow it, it just harm and hurt. No excuse, only regret. So the monk himself is the reformer, teacher of spiritual life, that first all the disciples need to follow that. Accept this. Who are friends also need to be know this order is very concerned about this discipline. Okay. So 5 precepts, and then from there on the training. You see, the second one is restraint of sensual organs. You see, just now, have I mentioned about how I walk? How I walk like that? Did I mention to you that when I walk my footstep, you check me all my life, 80% of my footstep is no sound. 80% only. You see, so that I put my life into more challenging and then more serious. So I make my own room. The floor is not like that, firmly ground and glue. My room there, I make it like a 100-old farm room. So all the pieces is not put all the new and have something going on. So when I footstep is like some of them, this hall already come to 30 years. So when you step it, like that. So my room is all like that. When I walk in, so I need to be very mindful. I come back into training. That is the only life, is my individual. So if go there, I am not carry mindful. How can I carry mindful outside this room? So secluded life is like that. Means you need to go more serious when alone. After serious in alone, then come back to public, then you're not going into loneliness. I don't know if it makes sense to you or not, but my training make myself that I like this because it overcome the stress of contact and running monkey mind. So the monkey mind need to overcome. Really, believe me a little bit, if I can go 80% or just 70%, maybe 50%, it means it works in the training. So pull your mindfulness when you walk your footstep. Pull your mindfulness into the skin touching, because skin is immediately come to the brain, not muscle, not bone. Skin immediately away into the brain. This is called brain science. So if skin touching, not knowing, it means the first layers of choice for you already missed. Okay. So the second one is knowing life, knowing the amount of food. Yeah. Second discipline is knowing amounts of food. Means when you eat that in Chinese, I eat. Means the mouth eating, the mind is knowing you're eating. Usually when we eat, our mind is processing to other else. Keep talking. Mind is keep talking. He cannot watch it. So if your mind is watching, maybe you can see your mind is greedy. Maybe you can see after you contact to the food, then you say that, oh, this, no, I don't like this. The mind complains. Facing to food, we have a lot of going on by this food. So food for monk is temptation. It's something that delusion if you are not watching it. So you can see we grow up, a lot of children is spoiled child. Our society open the restaurant for what we call that cafe. What does this mean for a not gentle, not polite and disciplined individual come into this store? He learned bad habitual pattern in the mind process. See, so for monk is a very concerned about this rough mind need to be watched. So he disciplined in the food. So when later on you come to the food table, you will know what we are doing. Before we eating, we already have a little bit sharing the reflection of the food before we touching to the food like that. Why we want to make it so difficult? Because mind is not disciplined. Life action is a very big ego. You don't want to, cool down this aggressive by sensuality contact. Mind is very aggressive. So a monk means he want to train himself, step by step, liberate, day by day, action by action, thought by thought, later on, like that. So here, after that, I will put one more sentence, wakefulness. I didn't say that. Sleep in wakefulness. Yeah, means right knowing when you fall down into sleep and begin before your midnight sleep. Before that, if you're still free, then become more aware. Yeah, wakeful like that. Don't let your mind have no government. Believe me. I use one word there. Oh, you see the nation, this piece of land in this territory, borderline, we need a government. But our mind usually don't have government. You don't master your mind. You just let your mind really free. Whatever he want to cling, whatever he want to grab, you just let him process like that. So in here, the trainings of basic is try to be trained very well from time to time, especially intensive practice. We call that in Buddhism, sometimes 1 day retreat, sometimes 5-day retreat, sometimes a 7-day retreat. We bring the who interested to process and mature the skill, then they will come for the retreat like that. Last part is something that I didn't mention here in English, means discipline come into life better than choosing a professional skill that make your life no regret. Doing something that follow the discipline in Buddhism that are not going to create problem. I just want to say something in what I concern. You know, when I observe, I'm here in this country almost 30 years. I don't go to school, and I pick up English by self learning like that. I don't go to school because I'm not want to become very educated people in knowledge, but not in skill of your professional training. So I put a lot of training and practice in my own professional process. It's the quality of life need to perfect. Yeah. And this country, they said, no one is perfect. They believe in that. And then in the society there, business is make profit. Yeah. But right now, the whole country, the most big business is make weapon and sell weapon. Do you think this can make this country become strong? Processing? I see this kind of life is not a right professional skill into applying. If the whole nation go that way, you see how much to carry on this weapon and need to sell to other religion, to the human, not to the animal. Animal cannot use weapon. Only human use weapon. God don't know what's going on. So I believe in Indian spiritual life. Really, only one kind of action can be, good business is promote non-violence. I think the global warming, clean energy, a lot of stuff is more important issue than make weapon. My life, professional skill. They said that the Buddha said that, oh, monk, you need to go more sharpening, advance into the training. So my advanced training is Nibbana, liberation. You need to focus the very unit and serious to it. Yeah. But I cannot make it. I feel regret and shame. If Buddhism can be benefit to this country, and no one knows about me, then I need to show my skill to make them know about me. So I basically, when I come long ago, then I bring some basic support from Asia. Then I start to farming. I start to the constructing. I start to, you know, doing all the landscape. Right now, maintaining a lot of time. You need to work it. What? Why? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I want to wait for someone know me and come to the training. Not only bring food, not only bring support, but knowing what is going on. Because the world needs it. I say when all the civilization, the West civilization, the Chinese civilization, between the Indian civilization, after all the comparative religious study, I found that the most reasonable wisdom to see the world in very clear what is the law of the human action. I found Buddhism makes sense. It makes sense. I may continue the Samana Marga. This is called Samana Marga, means the monasticism or the yogi in India. One more page. This is the Pancha and Vimutti, means the practice of wisdom and release in Buddhism. Yeah, these two parts may cannot go today, and if you're interested, you can come back June 30.